Approximately 1.71 billion people have musculoskeletal conditions worldwide. And among musculoskeletal disorders, low back pain causes the highest burden with a prevalence of 568 million people. And joining us this morning to tell us more about this is Nurse Christina Paris from the VA. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Isn't that kind of staggering statistics? Yeah, and it's very common among all people, not just athletes, but those that are older and younger too.
I was going to say old and young, I imagine. You know, I have a lot of friends my age that struggle with these kind of things. And so one thing that we can maybe do to help is stretching. I think that's what we're going to talk about today. So why is stretching so important for popular muscle function?
Absolutely. So stretching is really important because, you know, our muscles, we use them to walk and pick up things. We use them even to digest food. Our heartbeat is run because of a muscle. Blood circulation, you know, even when we blush, that's because of muscles. Breathing. So yeah, it's really super important. Muscles are in just our everyday life. And there's different types of muscle groups too. So it's not just the skeletal muscles that we see that work. Those are the ones that are attached to your bone that help you to walk and move. But we have smooth muscle. That's what helps you to digest food. And then cardiac muscle, which of course works your heart. And while we want to build that muscle, we don't want to overbuild that muscle so that there's not enough room for blood to circulate too. But so yes, you're right, stretches are really important. And there's different types of stretches too. So there's static stretches, and we can go through some of those this morning. And those are stretches where you hold a position for a certain length of time and then repeat it. And then there's dynamic stretches. Any of you who are watching the Bucks game, you know, you see them kind of practice the throws. Golfers, you'll see them sort of practice that swing. So that's a dynamic stretch, and that's to get those muscles ready, and you're using kind of the mental practice to perform those tasks. And then there's pre-contraction stretches. So that's if you're going to hold a muscle for a certain period of time, and then you can do those kind of stretches as well. I think I do that every time I grip my teeth. But those are which isn't a good thing. But those are really important muscles too, which my husband was teasing me I used too much.
Well, that's interesting though. I didn't know that there were so many, you know, different areas that you would need to stretch or that would get stretched and you wouldn't even know. It's kind of interesting. So we're going to get physical today.
Yeah,
You're going to show us and walk us through a couple of stretches.
Sure. So some really good stretches, and again, it kind of just helps prepare your muscles because when they move, you know, if you think of a muscle, this one will shorten or contract, while this one down here will lengthen and stretch. So we want to keep our muscles limber, especially if you're older, you're not moving as much. So one you can do is lift your arms. We're going to stretch kind of our backs and arms.
My suit will allow.
Yeah, and you can kind of go down, and those are great ways to sort of stretch your back and your arms as well.
Yeah, I feel it all in my back.
And doesn't it just kind of give you energy too? Another good one for the back is to lean over and touch your toes. And you want to hold that position for about 10 seconds. And you can kind of feel that stretch in your back, you know, back in there. And it really sort of helps get those muscles. And those are the ones we damage the most, I think, especially when we're young. You know, we're lifting things and we're not properly stretching those kind of muscles. The last one we can talk about, there's tons of muscle stretches that we can do. And if anyone is concerned about disorders with your musculoskeletal, you should talk to a physical therapist. Most of them, well, they all have PhDs, they're doctorate in physical therapy. But we can stretch our hamstrings, that's this one down here, by just lifting your toes towards your body, and it stretches that. You can kind of feel that going down there, and those
yeah.
are good if you're in an airplane or you're sitting for a long period of time. You want to stretch those muscles. Just pull the toes up, and then pointing them will stretch the opposing muscles.
Wonderful. All right. I already feel more
just
limber.
a way
we need
to
to do that
get
every
physical
day.
stretch and keep ourselves healthy and avoid those musculoskeletal injuries.
Perfect. And stuff that you can do just sitting down even. Those are some very simple stretches right there.
Right, absolutely.
Thank you so
perfect.
much, Nurse
Move in that
Christina.
office chair.
Yes,
That's
we're
right.
keeping us moving. Thank you so much. And we hope that you have a great day.
Thank you.